Okay, so been dicking around, and I've been looking everywhere for weapons, and the newest patch that's come out for World of Warcraft. Uh, just reading through what the newest updates. They've got new raids, new this, new that, new Season 2 battle. They made things harder. They've increased the Mythic dungeons and the Heroic dungeons by 30% difficulty. They're doing all this revamping, but they're only going higher. They're making things higher. What I mean by that is, December 2018. This was just a couple months ago. They've bumped everything up. Everything's available at 120. Like everything that they've done is made it. Everything's level 120. See, I've got the 115s. I've got 116. I've got 109. I've got a bunch. They're in the hundreds, but everything is 120. Like all the weapons that they have, all these weapons. This is the 7th Legion. All this stuff is like drops. I mean, you got drop, but the messed up thing is these things. Here, let's see. See, it says 110. Everything's 110. But these things are so hard to come by. Let's see. See, look at this. 92.9 DPS. Now, I'm going to click on it, and you'll see why this. Look at this. It's dropped by all these people, but look at their drop rates. I mean that is fucking ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And most of these have like a 24-hour cooldown. Some of them have like a 12-hour cooldown for the drops, but most of them are 24 hours. So you got to go after these guys so many times just to get it. Look at this. 0.11% chance of it dropping that. Now, there's this whole thing of weapons. Like you go in and do weapons. Now, what really pisses me off here is required level 110. Look at the damage on these guys. That is ridiculous. But you can't get them anywhere. You can't get them anywhere. Let's see. There was there's like a whole slew of weapons that you can't get. Not anymore. Really, this Wowhead thing, like if you click on something way over here, it bumps you. I mean, look at it. Clicked on this and it gave me some stupid ass weapon. But all these weapons, like you can get them places, but they're useless. Look at this. Required level is 110. Required level 110. Damage. Look at the damage on this shit. there is there's like 1,800 weapons that Blizzard has recrafted and changed all the damage. The warmongering. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Warmongering Gladiators Decapitator, I think it is. It used to be like 146 DPS, and now it's only like 20. They are forcing people to like just grind and grind and grind to get to level 120, and then there's nothing to do. You complete the whole damn thing, you're level 120, now you're just sitting around chilling, talking with people online. I mean, this really pisses me off because between level, I want to say between level 40 and level 110, 115, all the weapons have the same damage. I mean, look at this. Look at all these fucking things. They're the same damn thing, but they require level 110. Look at this. Level 120, there's the damage. Level 120, there's the damage. Look at all this. And then you got people, like random ass people. You've got random ass people with, weapons that do, 20,000 damage, and it's one hit kill. You got people with, 300k in health going into battlegrounds where, everybody's got like 50,000, 60,000. I mean, there's a huge difference between, level 115 and 120. I mean, it is fucking insane. It is insane. I was walking around. My Tauren is level 115. Went past level 110, and they're literally half my health. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Literally, the game is so unevenly matched. I mean, these weapons. Look at this. This is level 120. Level 120 requirements, and it does 70 damage. It just gets worse and worse and worse. You know what? Let's flip it. It's 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Go to the first page. No required. No required. No required. Look at this. There's no level requirement, but they're doing 70, 80, 90, 100. But all of this stuff is so hard to get because, see how all these Highlands, you have to do those quests to go back in time to when it was, the old Highlands in order to fight these guys, but then it's less than 0.1% chance of getting it. No requirements, and you're at the hundreds. 2000s, and it's messed up because they don't say a source, and then when you go in, you know, requires level 1 to 120, 120. But the item begins a quest. It is a quest item that it's dropped by somebody somewhere. I mean, everything is now gold oriented, and I'm not saying gold oriented. I mean gold. Look at this, 59 gold for this damn thing. But if it was not bound, that somebody would be charging, you know, 200 million gold for it in the auction house. It's like The Daughter Who Lived, Duskwood. That starts. That's the quest. It's like it doesn't say anything about where to get it. You know, every single time that I have an issue, the in-game helpers, the GMs, all say, go on Wowhead. Just go on Wowhead, look it up. Look at the comments other people are making. Wait, so you're a GM, you're a game master, but you have no fucking clue what you're doing. You have no clue what you're doing, so you're telling people to just go look it up. Why the fuck are you getting paid? Why are you working for Blizzard if you don't even know what you're doing? I mean, all this shit. And look, you've got a freaking a bow here. It's down to 0-0. It's ranged, but it doesn't do anything. Look at this shit. Unavailable. Okay, then delete it. Take it off. Get rid of it. All this stuff you can't get anywhere. No party like a truck party. It's like you go through all of that and then boom. And look at it. No requirements, and then all of a sudden, boom, you have this. But look at the big jump, and then you're back to 100s and 110s, and you look at the damage, how it goes back to these low ass things. I mean, this should be item level 10. You know, somebody 10. See, and the interesting thing is it shows right here. It shows right here. You are required to be level 110. But then you go over here, and it doesn't say anything about level requirements, nothing. No level requirements, nothing. Go down to here. Come on. Yeah, no level requirements, but it's still there. And these are the new places, but they don't do anything. It's just junk gear. The whole game is flooded. I mean, flooded with junk gear. And I don't get why. They've edited, you know, all this gear to be low level. I mean, this is shit. I mean, I get this stuff at level, you know, 10 through 20, and like, look at this shit. Look at that. It says that it's for level 110, but I get that stuff at level. I get stuff better than that at level 20. Yeah, you get all the intellect and stamina and shit like that, but it doesn't do anything. You could be decked out in the most powerful armor in the world, but what good is that armor doing if you're hitting somebody with a fucking pillow? I mean, might as well equip a fishing knife or a skinning knife. I mean, it's freaking bullshit. It's bullshit. It's useless. They fucked everything up with this. Look at this. Yeah, you get intellect and shit like that, but this is all garbage. It's garbage. And there's so many fucking weapons that used to be good, and then they took them out. It's all crap. You can't use them for anything. Like, I'm dual wielding, but my damage is fucking low because the only shit I can get is really low ass fucking shit. One is like 60 and the other one's 59.9. But it's got all this extra stuff on it, you know, stamina, but it means nothing. It means nothing if the, like, yeah, I've got all that stamina, but all that does is work with my health. I'd rather be doing damage than, you know, have health. If I can one-hit kill shit, what the hell's the point of health? I gotta sit and beat the shit out of something for, you know, 10, 15 fucking minutes. What the hell? Going into a dungeon. The dungeon or whatever opens up at 110. But in order to go into that dungeon, you need, I think it's 10 players. And even with 10 players at level 110, you still can't defeat the guy because everybody in there is so fucking strong. They're just knocking the shit out of people. I went through a dungeon with 10. There's 10 of us in the dungeon. My whole guild was doing this. We tried 5 times in a row. Our top guy had 120,000 in health, and we still couldn't get through because he was getting one hit killed by pretty much everything in there. And we were all 115, and we had one guy in there that was 118. It's completely stacked wrong. I mean, I remember starting off at the game years ago when I first started playing, and you know, you worked your way up, and that's my neighbors. I'm not freaking picking up the phone because my neighbor's calling me. It's like you live right next door. And we got a loose dog out there. But still, when I first started playing, you progressed evenly as you worked your way up in levels. But now you don't even do that. You don't even do that anymore because now it's just, hey, you have to buy all this gear. Like, I wouldn't have a problem buying gear because I bought a couple mounts just because, you know, I wanted them. They're interesting, and it was just something that I wanted. You know, I would not have an issue buying, because you can go to the Blizzard store and buy all kinds of gear, like shop. See, what I'd love to do, or for them to do, rather, is open up the shop and put in weapons. I'll spend, you know, $60 on, you know, a weapon that does a ton of damage. I mean, right now, you've got mounts for 25. You got a pet that doesn't do anything. I mean, really, you're spending $10. $10 real cash on a pet, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's level 1. You gotta sit there and bust your ass to level it up. I mean, you've got all kinds of gear, all this shit. I've got this one. Let's see, mounts. They don't even have my mount in here that I bought anymore. Interesting. But it's like I don't care about all this in guild services, name change, race change. You can buy game time. You can change factions. You can transfer character. You can get all these bundles. You can get mounts and pets, and it's bullshit. People want weapons. I'll spend freaking, I'll spend like $20 on something like this. I'll spend money on that. Look at this. 3,512 damage per second. You know what? I'd spend $60 on something like that. I would. I would definitely spend $60 on that. And it's like, look at this. They've got 2 in here. They've got 2 in here. And I just don't get it. I don't. I'd spend real cash on weapons rather than on a fucking mount or a pet that doesn't do anything. If you've got all these fucking weapons that are only for level 120. All the good weapons are level 120. Everything under 120. The last fucking level you can get. The highest level you can get. That's where all the good weapons are. Anything under 120 is bullshit, and it's impossible to get. Most of this stuff no longer exists. It just doesn't make sense. And it's like, look, you've got this. Let's see, drink to change level. Oh, look at that, it's gone now. It makes no sense. I just don't get it. And then it's like category Red Ridge Mountains. One comment. On the quick facts on the right, this item shows up depreciated, so it might not actually be in the game. I think it's because the model is the same as the Vanguard. Yeah. It's same model as. It's like, yeah. You got all that shit, but really, it means nothing. None of this shit means anything anymore. And that's what's disheartening. It's like this game went from something to nothing. I just don't get it.